Have you ever felt like this? In your native language, you're funny and love talking to people, but the moment you switch to English, you feel like a different person. Previously, it would require years of dedicated practice to communicate the same way you would in your native language. But now, thanks to AI, anyone can learn this quickly for free. Today, I'll show you exactly how to use AI and finally be yourself in English. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Arturs. I'm a marketing manager working in the UK and I've been studying English for 26 years. My goal in this channel is to share everything I've learned and continue to learn along this journey of English mastery so you can find value that truly transforms your life. Let's get into it. Every person learning a foreign language will face a challenge when trying to build meaningful connections with native speakers. They often say, "It's so hard to connect with native speakers because I sound boring, my English is limited, my vocabulary isn't good enough." While you can work on your vocabulary and practice speaking in a safe environment, I've learned that mastering this single skill can make you an interesting person that anyone would want to talk to. Let me ask you, when you're sharing a story with someone, how do you want them to respond? Is saying, "Yeah, I understand" enough to show that you're really listening and care about what they're saying? Let me share a typical example. "I really don't like this new computer program at work. It takes me so long to do anything."
This must be really hard for him. The new program is giving everyone problems.
"Oh, that's bad." "Yes, and I keep losing my work. Yesterday I had to rewrite my report again from the start."
That's terrible. You must have spent hours writing that report. I had the same problem last week.
"That's not nice. I'm worried I will be late with my work."
He seems really stressed about this. How can I calm him down?
"Yeah, that happens sometimes." Can you see that listening and caring isn't enough if you can't find the right words? By giving short responses, you make the other person feel that you're not interested. The opportunity to connect is lost here. Now, let's take a look at the same example but with some adjustments. Watch how small changes in responses can make a huge difference in the conversation. "I really don't like this new computer program at work. It takes me so long to do anything." "So you find it takes much more time now?" "Yes, and I keep losing my work. Yesterday I had to write my report again from the start." "Oh no, so you lost all your work and had to start again? That must be really frustrating." "I'm worried I'll be late with my work." "I can see why you're worried. Would you like me to help you talk to our boss about this?" The second conversation flows much better, but I know what you're thinking. There are so many different situations I get into. I can't memorize every possible response. But you don't need to. You don't need to master spontaneous speaking or grammar rules to be good at this. All you need to do is become good at only one skill. It's called paraphrasing. With this technique, you simply say back what you heard in your own words. You don't need to solve the problem, just show you understand it so the other person feels heard. This is why it works so well. Let me show you how to master paraphrasing using AI. Okay, I'm here in Claude AI. You can use any other chatbot that you like. If you like ChatGPT, you can use ChatGPT. I've been using AI for over 2 years. I tried different models, and for me, Claude AI is the best, but that's again my preference. If you like ChatGPT, feel free to use ChatGPT. Right, the first thing that you need to do is paste your prompt. The prompt, you can find this prompt in the PDF in the description. Okay, so download the PDF, get the prompt, and press enter. Now AI is going to give you a scenario that you can practice paraphrasing. So I've just started learning to paint with watercolors, and yesterday I finally created something I'm genuinely pleased with. It's a small landscape of the park near my house. I've been practicing for about 3 months now, and it feels amazing to see some real progress. Okay, so now we can have, say, that's amazing. How did you get into painting? And I think first of all, the person is very pleased with the results. So you can say something like, "It's really nice to see hard work
to pay off. So now this is my response. What AI is going to do is going to tell me what mistakes I've made, what other words I could have used, and it's also going to give me an alternative response. So this is the alternative response. It's probably the best part because you can then compare this response with what you got, and then maybe, you know, use it as an inspiration, because the more you're going to do it, the easier it'll get. But at the very beginning, it's going to take you maybe a couple of minutes to think of a proper response if you haven't done this before. But what I want to tell you guys is that this is a safe environment. In real life, you don't have the luxury to, you know, take a couple of minutes to think of your response. But you can absolutely do that with AI, and it's going to give you feedback. So it's just, it's going to boost your English 10x time if you practice. Okay, so that's amazing. Creating a landscape you're happy with after 3 months of practice must feel incredible. What drew you to watercolors in particular? Perfect, yeah. And then a couple of mistakes. That must feel so rewarding. Yeah, that's a perfect phrase. Okay, and then it's going to give me the next scenario to practice with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, this is free. You don't have to pay for it. I've been practicing paraphrasing every single day with a free plan, and I had no issues at all. So no excuses. Go and check this out.
If you practice this technique for just 10-15 minutes a day, in 3 months you'll be able to handle any conversation and create better connections, both in your personal life and career. I'll include all the chat prompts and instructions in a PDF in the description. Now, paraphrasing will make you a great communicator, but why do many students struggle to express their personality and emotions authentically in English? Historically, we'll learn English from textbooks. Most textbooks teach formal English. As a result, when you try to sound casual and funny, you end up sounding robotic and overly formal because it's what you learn from the books. To speak a language as authentically as your native language, you need to understand many nuances. I'm talking about understanding differences between hear and listen, or fun and funny, understanding nuances of thin versus slim versus slender, or smart versus clever versus intelligent, and also understanding words that can have similar meanings but are used in different contexts, like simple and simplistic, persistent and stubborn, curious and nosy. It's a ton of work. We're talking about years of dedicated practice. Developing this level of fluency goes beyond the C2 level and is almost impossible to reach. In contrast, in our native language, we feel the nuance and difference between words and use them accurately. Sometimes we can't really explain why, but we have that inner sense that guides us to choose the right word. These nuances shape our communication style. They play a huge role when we express different emotions, whether we want to show excitement, be encouraging, or even express anger. So a word-for-word translation won't help us capture the spirit of the message. This is where idiomatic translation comes to the rescue. We've all used DeepL or other advanced translators, and while they do a good job most of the time, we've all encountered translations that seemed off or unnatural. Most translators provide literal translations, but these aren't always accurate and can distort the overall meaning. Unlike literal translation, idiomatic translation captures the meaning and natural flow of the original text. It focuses on how native speakers naturally express the same idea, even if that means moving away from the exact words or structure of the source text. Here is an example to demonstrate this in practice. Hopefully you'll see your native language here. If you don't see your language, let me know in the comments and I'll provide an idiomatic translation for your language. As you can see, idiomatic translation can really help us understand the spirit behind the message, which will enhance our language learning and help us draw a line between our native language and English, most importantly, our style of communication. All we need to do is translate what we would say in our native language and idiomatically translate it into English. Previously, you'd need to understand cultural differences and lots of nuances, as I mentioned before. But now, thanks to AI, you can do that in seconds. This means achieving native-like fluency has become easier than ever before, and if you're not using it, you're missing out. Let's go into AI and see how this works in practice. I'm going to demonstrate you how to use AI to idiomatically translate from English into your target language. And why it's important, it'll help us to be less robotic and sound more authentic in English, and also understand the language on a more deeper level. Again, all you need to do is paste your prompt here. The prompt will be in the link in the description. You need to do a couple of tweaks here. So you need to select your target language here. So for me, it's going to be Russian. Russian target language here. Again, Russian, and target language here, Russian. And now here's my English text. Let's do something interesting. This project is right up my alley. Again, colloquial. I'm being colloquial here. But I have way too many things on my plate. Okay, and let's see how well it does the translation. Okay, этот проект как раз по мне, но я сейчас просто завален делами. This is fantastic translation, and it also gives you comparison between the two languages, and also basically it's like a deeper dive into what these expressions mean and how they differ between the languages. I think understanding those nuances is quite important. Again, I'm also going to give you a bonus tip which will help you sound and be yourself in English, basically. So the best thing to sound authentic in English is taking the phrases that you use in your own language and idiomatically translate them in English. Again, this way you'll learn how to sound less robotic or overly formal. So, for example, all you need to do is just add this, translate the below text into English idiomatically. Okay, and I'm gonna say something like, so basically what I wrote here is an encouragement to someone who did a great job. And one thing is that the first word, if I translate it word for word, it means handsome, but it's not the meaning that I'm looking for. In English, if you call someone handsome, it's it's not the right word. So let's see the translation. Way to go, champ. Okay, so now you can see that basically not only AI gives you the phrase that you're looking for, it also gives you the breakdown and comparison between the languages. So it says, okay, basically this word in Russian means handsome one. And again, it's not the right word to choose, so champ is more appropriate for this specific context. And it also tells you like the spirit of the message. It conveys the same warmth, informality, and encouragement. So these are the words that I was looking for. If I just said, well done, or thanks, great job, it's kind of it's the same thing, but it doesn't convey the same sort of spirit. Now, we have talked about how to use AI to boost your English, but remember, you'll only reach your goals if you practice. If you want to know how I became fluent, check out my video where I share everything about my journey and how to create a perfect practice routine that will work for you. Until next time, bye.